Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Ruben, aka the Young Electrician, and these are 3 tips for how to train your apprentice. Tip number 1, never assume your apprentice knows what he's doing. A lot of times apprentices are pretty confident. Maybe you worked with them a little bit before and they know what they're doing. But you have to assume that your apprentice doesn't know what he's doing. You have to talk to your apprentice and see where he's at, lay him out step by step, make sure he understands what you guys are doing and why you guys are doing it. And don't just hand him the plans and say, hey, this is your part of the project, figure it out. It's your job as a journeyman to train him. So tip number 1, never assume your apprentice knows what he's doing. It is your job, if he is an apprentice, to train him. All right, tip number 2, make sure your apprentice knows that you are going to give him more responsibility as you guys move along, because sometimes you got a guy putting up boxes and he's like, hey, this is a menial task, I could take on more than this. You got to let him know that you are building confidence with him and that you intend to give him more responsibility and train him up, but he needs to earn that confidence from you. And when you talk to a guy one-on-one like that, and man to man or whatever it is, usually people will show you that respect. You got to let your apprentice know what the plan is. I'm going to lay you out on these, and once you show me that you can do these, we'll move on to the next stuff and we'll build confidence with each other. And let him know you have a roadmap for training him and building him up. And if he can't sit under that, and he's he thinks he's better than he is, then maybe you need a new apprentice, or he's gonna have a hard time with you. All right, so tip number 1, never assume your apprentice knows what he's doing. Tip number 2, always let your apprentice know that you are going to be giving him more responsibility, but you need to build that confidence with him. And you want him to have that confidence with you too, as somebody training him as his journeyman. Tip number 3, always double check your apprentice's work. I had an apprentice on the job site a few months ago that I'd roped in these hallways, and now that we're roughing the lights in, we're going back and finding some of his mistakes. End up having to troubleshoot. And one of the things is, as much as I kind of get upset at the guy for making these mistakes that I think are pretty simple things he should have caught, it's still my fault for not going back and checking it when he was doing the work. I did go back and check some of his work, and I was working with him. I did lay him out in the first one, showed him how I did it step by step. But the guy did show some confidence, and he was doing a pretty good job as I was laying him out. So I started giving him more and more confidence. I started having more and more confidence with him, and so we had to go back and fix some of his stuff. But I have to take ownership of that. It's not his fault, it's my fault. I should have been watching him a little more closely, and hopefully he comes back to my job site so that I can walk him through some of the mistakes that he made so that he won't make them again. So these are the 3 tips, quick tips for you guys. 1, never assume your apprentice knows what he's doing. Make sure you go over everything with him and build that confidence with him. 2, make sure he knows that you are building confidence with him and you are giving him step-by-step tasks in order to train him up so that you could let him go and give him more and more responsibility. Give him that little bit of encouragement to know that he is building up to something, and he's not going to be just a menial task guy the entire time. And 3, always check your apprentice's work. I like to do that by doing the makeup behind them, especially when they're roping, because when I'm making up, I could tell if something's roped wrong or if there's an extra wire or something missing. And I got my own method of going back behind people and checking their work. So those are my 3 quick tips for you guys. Hope you guys got something out of this. Hit me in the comments below. Let me know how you like to train your apprentice when you're working under them, or hit me with something you learned from one of the apprentices you worked under that really benefited you, that it will benefit the apprentices that will watch this video. Till next time, guys, take care.